Good morning. I was going through my tools and cleaning out some things, and I found one of my beam punches that I haven't used in years. So I wanted to have another look at it and talk about the differences between using a punch like this and what I've been using a lot more lately, which is this shaft punch, which is a flexible piece of honeysuckle with an inserted into this white tail main beam shaft. This is a shed. No, it wasn't hey Rico Pico. Hey. It wasn't on the skull. If you can get a straighter piece, some antlers curve a lot right off the main beam. I found that it's okay to use one that's, opposite way. But if they're straighter, you can rotate this, and then it wears a little bit more evenly. And then you can find an area that you can use for a heavier shoulder, and then you can find a little point on the side. And if it's straighter, then you have a less of kicking off the platform, right? So the energy kind of goes straight in. So that's an advantage of this. That, and it's super lightweight. And this could be used in a breakdown dart system, right? If you have a whole stack of these that are 3 feet long, and you made them together, then you've got any atlatl darts for days. And then you're just carrying this little bitty thing that you could also use you could pull this out and use that for a handle for something else. Anyhow, that's beside the point. I didn't make these tools with idea of developing a mobile paleo toolkit. I just made tools that I thought would give me the end results I needed for the type of work that I wanted to do. And the problem that people are having with these shaft punches, and I had too, was one, getting it on too rigid of a stick. So where there's not any flex in it, and then also having it on something too hard and putting too much leg pressure down, and then it's against your leg, and so you're just basically smashing in, because there's subtle ways that I'm moving it back and forth, and I'm floating away with the hand, and you learn to, off of more acute edges or thinner edges, how to make platforms and get the end flakes that you need. And so people that are trying to go from using maybe a silica carbide abrader on heavy rocks, and they get one of these, and it seems like that's why they're using copper to do it now, because you can, the bigger piece of copper that you can get on there and the more rigid the system for early work, it's fantastic. But the problem is that it's a harsh system that limits the final flakes that you need to put on a lot of pieces in order to make it look accurate. And so just sticking with using Antler from the beginning sort of helps. But the main, that's the reason why I want to make this video. Is because for people that are wanting to get into punching, and they see all these stick punches and how I can use it, and they think, well, that seems to work great, but when I use it, it's, I'm not releasing the flakes, or it's unpredictable, or it's chewing it up too much. This is probably a tool that can get you there quicker, because you can get a whole lot of power in this Antler. You can tie it to either leg. I've got the strap on it, so it wraps around the leg. It fits on this pin. And then I've got this angle up, so I can adjust my hand angle to the platform, shim it with leather here, and you can do some really powerful early reduction flakes. So that was just an introduction to this. It's this C is so curved, and it's sort of harder if you're a right-handed person. If you get an Antler that's kind of trailing the wrong way, or if your leg is bigger than mine, you'll just kind of have to find one, right? Just go through some sheds and try some on. It's like you go into the shoe store, you can't wear size 13 slippers if you, like me, or though you'll just end up leaving them in the driveway and wondering why your right foot's cold. So let's stop the video. This is just part 1 introduction. And then I haven't used this in a few years, so I'll do a quick hammerstone preform and show you how early you can use this kind of tool and how powerful it is. I filed it a little bit, but I might have to do some more dressing. I did make it a little bit flatter on the top for my striker, right? If you've got some burls and bumps and roundness on there, it might make it harder to strike. So, and you can hit it with a hammerstone. I can tell that looking at this that I've been hitting that with a hammerstone too. But I'm probably going to be using another moose antler to strike it now. So, okay, see ya instantaneously.